Unicorns are evil.
There you go. That'll work.
Well, we've seen Cabin in the Woods, we know they are evil. Well, depends on the verse.
They're just unconditionally evil.
That is not true. My Little Pony Gen 4 has good unicorns. Fuck you.
No. My
Yes.
Little Pony is the apex of evil.
No, you're dumb.
Evil, Chris. Evil. You have
Dumb.
not seen evil until a mighty steed with a mighty horn in its head magically stabbed you. Then
I have literally seen that shit already.
Do you guys think
No.
that this channel logo is a little too cute?
I don't know. It's a skull. I don't think skulls are adorable.
See,
I
it's
think
not a
it's
skull.
fine.
This is the Voices of the Monsterhood channel we're streaming to.
So,
He's referring to the Minotaur plushie.
Have you even subscribed to our new channel, Z?
I have.
I think I have, don't I?
Somebody throw him a link. Throw a link at him. Throw it at him hard. What do you think, Chris? Is it too cute or is it alright?
I like him just fine.
Cool.
He's adorable.
Damn it, how do I grab the link? Where's the link? Can someone get a goddamn link out there?
I am currently busy stabbing people. In a video game.
Oops, I didn't update our Monstercast on here. Crap. It's gonna look wrong.
Well, we are live.
Huzzah!
How do you know, Z? Hmm?
Well, should we get going?
Yeah, the songs
Alright.
never went on this far. Amazing. Okay, but I did update the title. Here we go. Gray box. This, and me. Let's stop that noise. Good. The song is long enough. How long is that song? Oh, 3 minutes. Over 3 minutes. Okay. See, did you find the channel?
I did.
Okay, good. Voices of the Monsterhood. At least for now. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Nicholas. Oh, great to see you. Longtime viewer, follower, and friend. We have on our Discord over here. Let me make sure everything's looking good. Yes, everything's looking nice. We have Darth Phoenix. We have JMPF. We have Chris.
Hello.
We have Pro.
hi everyone.
We have C. Pro, get on the microphone. Come on. Come on. Quit screwing around over there, Pro. Get on it. Step on it. We have C. And we have Senior Dio. Holy Dio. Holy Dio, the rule is if you want your topic voted for, you have to be here. Okay? So keep that in mind. Is that it? That's everyone for now? Great. How's our YouTube doing? Let's see. Very nice. Good. So busy in there. I'm here. Great. Let me reply to that real quick. And today's topic is going to be unpopular monster opinions. Take it as you will. Unpopular opinions about monsters, about what they do. For example, everybody likes this monster, you don't like it, or everybody hates it, you love it, and such. Or a unpopular opinion a monster has, maybe, if it's unique enough, because that's a pretty common thing for a monster to have. So yeah, let's see what you guys have to share. Welcome, Louie. Welcome, horror show, and welcome Raincrawler. Awesome. The three of you jumped in, the three amigos. Okay. Greetings. When did that rule came in? When did that rule come in? What rule? That you have to vote? Oh, that you have to be here for your topic to be voted? Well, actually, it wasn't here
Just
when
now.
Louis. Yeah, just now. We just want Dio to sit through. Okay. Any questions? Let's start with that, I guess. How is everybody?
So far, so good.
I'm all right.
Great.
I'm fine.
Alrighty. Any questions about the topic, about anything in life, reality, desires?
Well,
Now's your chance.
not really.
Okay. I'm just meh right now. I get you, Dio. My yesterday was like that. Well then, we'll start out. Again, Unpopular Monster Opinions. I will start off the topic kind of introduction from my end. I don't have anything specific, although I may later, I'm not sure. A lot of things pop up as we all start speaking. So my introduction to it is basically the channel itself, the main channel, World of Monsters. World of Monsters is an unpopular opinion type of, it's niche, right? It's a niche YouTube channel because I'm sticking up for the monsters as I have done so since childhood, playing different board games or video games or watching horror movies or fantasy movies. I'd always stick up for the monsters. I'd always want to see them go through. I always found a certain alliance with them, maybe because of their exile from society, the hatred toward them being so singled out. Yet on the other side, really enjoying their physical appeal, the uniqueness, the power to them. I'm not evil at heart. A lot of them are, yet I still really enjoy just role-playing that aspect of it. So all in all, I would say unpopular opinion, monster opinions, that's what we're all about. That's what the channel's all about. That's where a lot of my passion came in. Again, it's a love for animals, and then seeing that in the monsters as well, seeing them being victims, sometimes not even choosing to be evil, but having to turn out so because of the reaction they pose. It reminds me of the latest Godzilla movie. I was going to refer to something someone asked me. Maybe I'll bring that up later. Nonetheless, that's my portion to start this off, is the whole channel itself. I feel like that. I feel it's the niche. I feel we're the underdog. And I feel we need some love. So, let's get this going. This is Monstercast 49. We've done this for 49 weeks. We're that nuts. We're that crazy. I don't know what keeps us going, but I'm glad to be here. I almost skipped this week because I've been so busy. I just wanted some rest and get some other things done. But I did want to see you guys. I did basically want my fill of the monster rights. I did. That's in all honesty. So I'm here. You're here. Let's move on. Who's up next? Who would like to continue this? Who would like to take this boomstick?
Unpopular opinion regarding monsters. I am glad that they are not real.
That is a fair point, because there are a lot of strange and interesting creatures out there. But for every strange and interesting creature, there is a terrifying and unnaturally inhuman murderer out there.
True, but it depends which ones.
Eating our children.
Because there's malevolent, benevolent, and neutral.
Yeah, see, the universe operates on balance. For every good thing, there's got to be a bad thing. And when it comes to monsters, the good things are not worth the bad things.
Tell that to my bank account,
Nice.
Chris. There's not necessarily a good thing for every bad thing.
True.
What is bad about your bank account?
Well, when there's something that goes out, there's not necessarily something to replace it. No, no matter.
I do not follow your metaphor.
C
Yeah.
is begging for money.
You can never have enough money in all honesty.
I think we just got a new subscriber, so huzzah. It was probably C. Undercover.
Hello. Yeah.
That is
Peter
Thobius?
described you as my actual persona account.
Oh,
Yes,
Sobius
that's it.
Sands. Because you have another one, right?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Finally, C has decided that he has the moment, the free time, to subscribe to us. So we are honored with that. Okay, so continuing with that, Chris, do you have any specific
Yep, that is me.
unpopular
I mean,
monster
yeah.
opinion to share?
Was that all of it?
Basically.
So you are glad that monsters don't exist, and I can second that notion to some extent, if for no other reason than the fact that there are ginormous interdimensional population planet-eating monsters out there. That would be horrifying.
Indeed.
All the markers, please not the markers. Yeah, what else
Necron
was that?
miniatures and balance, yep. Are you
That would be
listening,
a great-
Jono?
Excuse me, just I need to groan in frustration at that moment when you can't escape a fight because your teammate is standing behind you and preventing you from rolling away.
Is Jono really listening to Spotify right now instead of us as a slayer in this group?
I don't know.
My
Competence
goodness.
has many faces, but never necessarily one.
Pro. What are we gonna do with this guy? Let me just jingle him up a little. He'll notice the color change, the color leaving his cheeks, his rosy red cheeks going blue with coldness. All right then, continuing. How about you, Z?
Well, I think I shared mine earlier, but I'm still convinced that unicorns are evil. I mean, there's a giant horse, and horses are undoubtedly evil. Which, of course, means that a
Evil,
giant
really?
horse with a giant horn must be even more evil. And these things have the ability to use magic.
They're evil, yet
Which-
they've slavered for us for centuries. Explain that, C.
Yes. But they are evil. Have you ever looked into the eyes of a horse and seen anything else but the abyss of emptiness? I have.
Well, as I always say in all these videos, because you're going to get people arguing about silly things, that it all depends on the lore. See?
I mean, find me
Somebody-
a piece of lore where the unicorns are not portrayed to be this strange, mythical creature that you do not quite understand, but yet still exist somehow.
My Little Pony.
Fuck off. That is the exemplary of evil.
It is glorious.
It's evil,
Specifically
Chris.
Gen 4. See, I will give you Gen 3 is evil, Gen 4 is nice.
I mean, come on, there are evil creatures of all sorts and sizes in that universe. Literal evil creatures.
Yes, but not the unicorns.
It's a universe. I mean, if we are going
Yes, it
by
is a
the
universe.
universe is filled with evil creatures, and by that logic, everything in it.
Literally every universe has evil creatures.
Yes, but this universe has so much more evil.
Not true.
Chris, are you a fan of the My Little
Gen 4, yes.
Pony? Okay. Anybody else out there? Fan of My Little Pony? I've already done shout outs for them. I'll do it again in the future. Will be a little
They are
rhetorical at this point.
evil.
For one
telling
specific
you.
reason from my end. Okay, so unicorns being evil. Now we do have unicorns that are evil. Let's Google evil. Now when I Google, I put it right here, so I can just pull that over. Unicorn. And you guys in the chat, you can share your unpopular monster opinions anytime. I think C's is a little bit soft. It's not very strong. It's a little jokey.
I mean, yeah, it's true, so it's not really an opinion.
There we
Well,
It's
go.
not true all across.
Here is his worst nightmare. Well, no.
A
if it had
horse
spider
spider.
legs. Right, that would be it.
Well, spiders are not necessarily evil like unicorns. Spiders simply are beings that exist. But no, there is an evil intelligence behind these creatures.
How about
There is.
unicorns? How about then
Not all
see
unicorns are
that
intelligent, but some
unicorns
of them
are... Maybe see your theory is that unicorns are actually nightmares. And they just dress up with this horn to lure people. But really they are all
so
just
they can stab
nightmares.
them. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Or just nightmares trick-or-treating.
They're not a pleasant creature. They're not a pleasant...
Okie dokie. Alright, let's see. We gotta have something stronger here. I know Pro's gonna have something stronger for us, since it is his topic. Let's check out what Louis has to say first. Louis says, my unpopular monster opinion. A monster is rarely seen as the hero. Right. That's the whole beauty of the Shrek movie. Not only are those they're great movies, they're fun, they're very enjoyable, but there's that plot twist. And Shrek actually being this underdog, this the true hero. Do we have any other examples of monsters being heroes?
People living alone in swamps?
Shrek.
I mean, Shrek is not evil, but...
I would
You ask
put
if there we know any people living in swamps, and I consider Shrek to be a person.
District 9.
District 9, good example, JMPF. Great movie. Anybody hasn't seen District 9 yet? If you haven't, do see
I
it.
have not, but I'm not going to leave the podcast to simply do so.
Well,
Yeah,
do
it's
check
an
it
hour
out.
and a
Though.
half movie, so it would be difficult for you to do that
Mhm.
right now. I mean,
It is recommended. I do recommend it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie, and especially for how it has been filmed and in South Africa and with that crew, they did an amazing job on it. It's a good movie. I'm gonna shout out Dragonheart, the dragon there. He's a hero to me. The dragons of How to Train Your Dragon. We got some heroic dragons there. Hellboy Raincrawler says, sure. Yeah, we've got all the superheroes. But how Louis put it, we've got peasants running around with pitchforks and fire and yelling at random things, angry at they don't know what, just because they're angry because they're hungry. That kind of situation, they're running around and then they have to blame the one that looks different. And it happens to this day. And the peasant situation happens to this day in all sorts of situations, such as schools, businesses, even groups of friends. There's always that underdog, and then they pick out something obvious. Honestly, take Slayer away. Well, John can't even reply to me because he doesn't even hear me, so what's the point? Anything else? Let's see. I do have the board game Village Attacks, but you do play as evil, so it's not like the monsters are the heroes. Any other video game or something where you play as a monster type of hero?
well, you could say that the Darksider series is we have the monsters as heroes because Nephilim are not human; they're half demon, half angel. I'd say that counts as a monster.
That
I
works.
would say that they count as monsters, if not simply due to the pure potential of devastation they could leave behind. But they're people, yes.
I was even going to mention Witcher. I mean, you do run into situations where people just hate you, yet you're saving their lives. So you have a little bit
If
of
you
that
consider
there.
a Witcher to be a monster, then the Nephilim from Darksiders are most definitely monsters.
Soul Reaver, says Louis. That's always a fun concept. Excellent one, Louis, says Raincrawler. Okay, let's move on. Pro, unbox your opinion. Let's see what he's been saving up for us. All right, he's been ready. It's nice when he has to paste something because then he can't say anything until he pastes his full message. So we can prolong that period. All right, so Pro says Predator 2 is a good film and a worthy sequel to the first Predator.
I mean,
Agreed.
Predator 2, yes. I mean, it's not as good, but it's a worthy of Predator.
Actually, I think the more unpopular opinion about that one is the one that Jono has, that it's not, because I agree it's a good movie. Not sure about you guys. How do you feel, Chris?
Which one? The Predator 2?
Yep.
Well, honestly, I haven't seen any Predator besides the first Predator, the Predators, the Alien vs. Predator movies, and the one that shall not be named, so I cannot vouch for this.
All right. Another movie you got to check out, Chris. At least it's got a nice Predator in it. Okay. His second thing is, while I adore Dead Space, I admit that the game is overrated and not nearly as good as either Resident Evil 4 or System Shock, which were the games that inspired Dead Space. What do you guys think of that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've never played any of those two games, so I really can't speak on behalf of those.
Same.
No, I
But
Thank you.
I will say that Dead Space was my introduction to unknowingly Lovecraftian horror, so I still hold it in high regard. I didn't know it was Lovecraftian horror to some extent. While it was not completely Lovecraftian, it was definitely in the same vein, with mats and strange creatures raising from the dead. Yes, yes.
Welcome, Bendy's Super Saiyan Rose over on YouTube. JMPF, what were you saying? Do you agree with that or not?
I haven't played the game.
Okay, you haven't. I haven't played. Yeah, Dead Space 4. I don't know if I've played that one. So, Pro, I'm going to go with what you said before and agree with that. I think that the potential behind Dead Space is greater than the games were. That's often the case, but I do think that's there. Especially me doing the research of that side of things, yet not playing. So, I can say probably that's the situation. Okay, third opinion of Pros is the Spinosaurus is my favorite Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Same.
Oh, that's an entirely different kind of discussion. Now we're going from unpopular down to controversial because, man,
You just flipped switch Z.
you don't just say that and
All I'm
expect.
gonna say is I stand firmly with Procrastitron on this one. Spinosaurus is best dinosaur.
No. I disagree politely. But I would say that the Spinosaurus is one of the most dynamic dinosaurs in all of Dinosauria because it's really, really uncertain about what's going to happen. Because at first it was thought to be a predator in the same vein as Tyrannosaurus, which was when the movie was made. Then it was discovered it was mostly amphibian, or rather, well, in water. It lived in water. And we still don't know what the sail does, all I know.
Regulate body heat.
That
So
was
what
the theory,
exactly-
but,
See, so what exactly is your problem with that opinion?
well, the thing is that in Jurassic Park, there were better dinosaurs that were given better build-ups and better introductions, if for no other reason than the fact that the first movie's presentation of the Tyrannosaurus was probably some of the most masterful work done in film.
Well,
Okay.
well.
So in this case, I'm gonna have to shoot another controversial opinion here. Z, are you sitting down?
I am literally lying down, yes.
Jurassic Park 3 is the third best Jurassic Park movie.
Okay, what's the first?
Jurassic Park 1,
Okay.
Okay.
and the second is Jurassic World.
I disagree on that because
Oh. Ooh.
I would
Okay.
say the second movie holds a lot more. What's it called? Of the iconic.
No.
I think you got a unpopular opinion there, Chris. So good job.
Well, Chris, now you see.
This is
Jurassic
success
World
on
is
this
the
day.
worst movie. The Lost World is the lost Jurassic Park movie.
What do you guys think? I think we just caught an unpopular opinion, even more unpopular than Chris's, because Spinosaurus doesn't seem that hated, at least not amongst us. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Lost World is worse than... What's the new one? What's the other one, Chris?
Lost World is the worst Jurassic Park movie.
But you said the first of the new ones is better, yes?
Yeah, the original Jurassic Park is the best movie. Second to it is Jurassic World, and after that is Jurassic Park 3.
I kind of agree on that.
Jurassic
Well, I will
World.
say one first.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park is a series that, to me, defined my fascinations with monsters. Because it was one of the few first movies that I, as a young adult, or rather just a young kid, could watch, still feel fucking terrified by, and still feel, fuck, that was awesome, because I didn't know how to say those words back then. I was just like, wow, that was cool.
Chris, is the second one that you're saying is the worst? Is that the one where they brought the T-Rex to Homeland?
Well,
Yes,
Okay,
that is the worst one.
just
I mean,
confirming.
come on, it had some of the best setup. Well,
What do you guys think? You agree with Chris or C?
It was stupid. It was immensely stupid in every way. So many.
I mean, stupid. This
JMPF,
is a universe
1, 2,
where they
3,
brought back
5.
dinosaurs. You have to have some suspension of disbelief already to just lower your guard
Okay,
towards this guy.
let me speak to you in a language you'll understand.
Might agree with you, bro.
The burning of Monarchia has less plot holes than the second movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It was still
they
Steven P.
they burned
Spielberg,
the
wasn't
city.
it?
That's all.
If you've seen Arch's analysis of the Heretic, that whole thing about the Ultramarines burning Monarchia had less plot holes than Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Explain to me the thing that you find so offensive towards your sense of plot hole.
Okay, firstly, okay, it's too much to get. Have you seen the Nostalgia Critics review of Jurassic Park 2? That basically condenses all of my problems with it.
Well, I think that it was more the experience for me that embedded itself into my young mind that gave it such a high standing in my.
That
I
is.
had never expected to see these things before,
Mhm.
and I don't think people have been gotten tired of it before this movie. Oh, definitely.
Okay. Also, another thing I should.
True.
The main one of the main problems I had, because I watched Jurassic Park 2 as a kid. Weirdly enough, I watched the original trilogy in reverse. First, I managed to get my hands on a Jurassic Park 3 cassette, a videotape that is. Then I spotted 2 on the television, and finally I managed to watch the first one when I finally got a computer.
Yes.
But because I was a kid when I watched that one, the Jurassic Park 2, I was really fucking angry with the T-Rex for eating that dog. That dog was doing his job, protecting its owner's house.
No, it was
No.
barking and making a lot of noise, keeping everyone awake, even the Tyrannosaurus.
Chris, wait,
Yes, it was
Chris,
trying
are
to fight
you
off-
are you going on to the point of the T-Rex eating the doggy?
Yes.
Okay.
I
I
shall
think we
never
I
forgive
think we
that
need to rest
T-Rex,
it there.
Unpopular opinion: the T-Rex did nothing wrong.
Good. Well, everything is successful as long as we're arguing in this Monstercast. It's a successful
Well,
Monstercast for this topic.
Well,
that
there is
T-Rex
one
deserved to be
point.
shot in the face with a tank shell.
Well, there is one point that I actually would say that could redeem what's it called? Jurassic World instead of what's it called over the third movie, and that is that in Jurassic World the Tyrannosaur charges through a Spinosaur skeleton, which is poetically beautiful.
I literally said Jurassic World was the second best, and Jurassic Park 3 is the third
Yes,
best.
and that is why that I could be willing to tip over to your point of view.
Also, to bring it back to the original unpopular opinion that the Spinosaur is better. Crocodiles are objectively the best reptiles ever, even better than dragons. Another unpopular opinion, maybe. So when you don't have actual crocodiles, the closest thing to those is the next best thing. Therefore, Spinosaurus is the best dinosaur in those movies.
As far
Excuse
as
me,
large,
how does this logic work?
okay, well, as far as large predatory dinosaurs go, is there anything? What's more massive, more devastating for you guys? That's on land.
Titanosaur, Godzilla.
No, real.
He's talking about carnivore predators. Titanosaurus, I do believe, was a herbivore. What you're looking for in terms for the carnivores is Gigantosaurus.
Yes, that's the largest one. I think it lived alongside with the Argentinosaurus, which was the
Okay,
largest
so we do
dinosaur
have that one,
alive.
and that one had more of a appearance to akin to what an Allosaur, a T-Rex, or a Spinosaur.
Okay, some another potential controversial opinion. Allosaurus is fucking overrated. There, I said it.
I mean, what was the dinosaurs from Disney's animated dinosaur?
Carnivores, those are dope.
I
But
mean, they look
Allosaurus
cool.
specifically is, Allosaurus specifically overrated.
Alrighty, I'm gonna return back to continuing pros opinions here, since we got a little bit of rest here. Okay, so oh yeah. So with you, see, what you said is that it had an effect on your impressionable mind at that time, and at that point you weren't getting sick of dinosaurs. I don't think anyone was yet, but I think the new Jurassic Park somehow managed to make us actually sick of them. So
Well,
I'm gonna
I
say
will
that. I'm not
say that
enjoying
the
them.
new Jurassic World lacks certain elements that made them as wondrous as they were in the first.
Absolutely.
I
I
think
think wonder is a
Spielberg did
great
it
word.
best. I think Spielberg did it best, in all honesty. I don't think
Yeah.
there's any discussion about that.
Alrighty, so unpopular opinions there. I think Chris was larger than Pro's in this case, but the next one that Pro has. You know what, Pro? I could opt not to read your next unpopular opinion. I might just skip it. I'm just kidding.
What it is, I need to tab out of the game.
So his next unpopular opinion is that Terminator 1 is better than Terminator 2.
I mean, the first one had Arnold, that established Arnold, and I do love Arnold.
Both had an Arnold that was
Right.
established.
Yes,
Both
but
established Arnold. Like this one established Arnold, and this one just perfectly established Arnold, which is not a word, but okay, they're both great
mean-
in my opinion.
I
now.
mean, one of them has less kids, and I think that less children in
I think
children
they were
characters
both
that-
great. They were both necessary. They were both staples of their time in movie and on the world. They were very symbolic of their times. Terminator 1 was definitely very 80s feeling and looking. Terminator 2, again, for me, very much symbolic of the 90s. So I think they are of equal value, but if I'm going to choose a better movie, I'm going to go with Terminator 2. I think they took
I mean,
what
it
one
have
did
a
and just
beautiful
perfected it.
nuclear explosion, if anything.
So what do you guys think?
I can't really pick between the two. Both are adorable.
They're
I
adorable.
mean, I think that the first Terminator movie set up a lot of good things about the Terminator that was then further developed on in the second movie. However, the second movie had twice as much Terminator as the first Terminator movie, so I'm kind of split. I
How
mean, there's
about-
only one Arnold, but, you know.
I still really appreciate your opinion, Pro. I actually like it that you like that first one. I like that the first one gets as much love. Plus, it has that whole retro futuristic style to it, even with the synth music. It's a bit more rough, a bit more rugged, whereas 2 is just smoothened out. It's just, yeah, it's again, they're representing two different aspects and times, and I think they did it beautifully. I'm going to throw in on that, on the topic of Arnie. I'm going to say my unpopular opinion is for the longest time I was enjoying Conan the Destroyer more than Conan the Barbarian, the first one.
I do not remember. I don't think I've seen those. My library is incomplete.
I see what you did there, Arthur.
What's that? Do tell.
with liking Conan the Destroyer over Conan the Barbarian.
Mm? This is the first time I said it publicly. But again, I did say growing up. I did say growing up. So what do you think, Chris? Not agreeable.
So in that case, again, I'm in a case where I love both movies a lot.
Yes,
But
good.
if I recall correctly, specifically about Conan, I prefer the TV series with I can't remember his actor was a different one than our. Specifically about the two movies though,
Hmm.
I do believe I'm not sure if the second one had a harem scene in it. Only the first one did, so I might have to go with
What?
the first one.
The what scene?
Harem. Multiple pretty ladies stacked together.
And or sexual partners.
I'm not recalling
We did
that.
not need.
Are you speaking of
In the
Barbarian?
first one, there was where Conan's adoptive father, quote unquote, the guy who murdered his village and then enslaved
Yes.
him, turns into a snake and just
Oh,
slithers
yes,
around
yes,
between.
yes. Mhm.
I don't recall such a scene in the Conan the Destroyer, so I have to vote for the Conan the Barbarian.
Gotcha. So, okay, so like, see with Jurassic Park, how he was explaining it for Conan the Destroyer, that was it for me. Okay, you have to admit though, Chris, that I don't know if you remember though, the very intro score to Conan the Destroyer is one of the most beautiful. Well, now I'm just talking to everybody. One of the most beautiful intro score, little introduction scenes to any movie. They play the drums. They show the dark nights on the horses under the sunset or the sunrise, and then they're just playing that
Sounds
powerful
like a
Conan
Western
music.
now.
It was gorgeous, but then
The
there's
thing I didn't
Conan
like about
praying to
Conan-
Crum. Go ahead, Chris.
The thing I didn't like about Conan the Destroyer is literally it made the exact same ending as Conan the Barbarian. That kind of turned me off.
Say that again.
Conan the Destroyer basically had the exact same ending as Conan the Barbarian. It's as if it was they reused the exact same
Oh, yeah,
recording
yeah.
from the original movie. That kind of turned me off.
Right, like, yeah, there's an aspect I love about it, that he's like searching for his kingdom, but yeah, I mean it is kind of a boss fight and then go on kind of deal. So for me, yeah,
Okay,
growing up,
something that is I'm sorry, please continue, because I do have another possibly unpopular opinion
Okay.
related to Conan.
I'll finish that one, then go with yours, and we'll go with Pro's last one. So that's the one I was kind of growing up and watching, and that one was filmed really pristine. That's where they shed Arnold of most of his clothing to show his muscles. As in the Barbarian, he was still kind of covered more in furs and stuff. In the second one, they just took that off. They showed him like that real kind of desert biome type barbarian that you sometimes see. Very reminiscent of, come on, what is
Raiders.
it? Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I'm just going to throw that out there because it has that very barbarian desert biome within the orc settlement there. So
Within the stronghold,
The
city
stronghold.
type.
hmm So I very much enjoyed that growing up, but then hearing as I grew up that Barbarian is a better movie, I rewatched it. Barbarian is plot-wise, acting-wise, it is a deeper, better movie. 2 was more geared toward family and children as well, but I still love it. It's got some quirky things in it, and Louis says, I like Conan the Destroyer better. It felt more like a live D&D. That's true, huh? I also love The Sword and the Sorcerer. Right on. Huzzah. Louis says Terminator 2 was supposed to be the final conclusion to the series, but yeah, man, without part 1, there would be no part 2. Yeah. Yeah, they complement each other better than the Conans, even. Better than most part 1 and 2s. If only they did a right part 3, I think. I just don't think they'll be able to cut it off, to cut it out, to do it. What else here? Prequel to Jurassic... Okay, he said, man, I kind of wish they made the prequel of Jurassic Park that chaos effect story where they were still working out the DNA. Yeah, that would be interesting. Can't remember much of the Conan franchise. French fries. Guys, you need to take another scope at the Conan French fries. I think it deserves
French
just as
fry.
much light as Terminator. It's just medieval and sci-fi. It's just fantasy and sci-fi, and we love both. Some of us just lean a little bit more toward one. Okay, Chris, what was your unpopular opinion there?
For me, the best Conan is from the 1997 TV series Conan the Barbarian.
Can you show a
I
picture of that?
even managed. Yes.
Because I've actually never
Like,
seen that. Oh, this
I
guy.
highly
Okay. hmm
this is my this hashtag my Conan. Like I came across this series when I was like 15 or 16, I think, whilst AXN Sci-Fi was still a thing,
Nice.
and I was watching it there whenever it popped on. And since we're talking about swords and wizards, the sword from this series and the gentleman in the fine robe in the last image, Hiss Azul. Oh, that's an evil sorcerer. I love that guy.
Nice.
He even has a little ball that has a skeletal head that wants to be released from its torture, that
Ooh,
constantly tells him things and also works as a cell phone.
I love that. This guy has
That
such
sounds actually
a
hilarious.
dry face of this actor. Oh
Yeah,
man,
it's just an
such a
amazing series,
cardboard.
and I highly recommend it.
I have to check it out. Actually, I never watched much. I did watch Hercules. I did enjoy Hercules with that actor. He has a very pleasant demeanor to him, if you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen Hercules with this actor, but yeah, I really like
Not him.
his the Conan actor in this series. I really like his demeanor. He makes a great dude. On the topic of Conan, I'm sorry, Procrastitron, for taking away some time. I just want to ask, what is the thoughts everyone has on the more modern Conan movie, where he married a fire demon lady and had to go get a breath of ice to finish her off?
Uh,
If
that
anyone
sounds
remembers
loud,
that.
man.
This is the Hercules series I mentioned. Not sure. Any replies out there?
Um, Hold on. I'm currently getting chopped up with an axe, so I do need to focus a bit.
Okay.
But if you're posting the one with whatchamacallit, the Hercules series, that I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can tap that. Yes, that. Oh yes, that and Xena Warrior Princess were my
You got it.
childhood.
You got it. I would love
But
to
the guy who
see.
plays
Mhm.
yeah, but the guy who plays Conan in the series I showed you isn't the one. Isn't the main actor of Hercules.
Right, right. No, I didn't say. Right. It would be
I
cool to
also
see
seen
them
a
team
Warrior
up.
Princess. It would be a.
I almost feel like they
Conan
should
is-
switch. Well, no, Conan is still big too. Yeah. Okay. Let me catch up here. Last one from Pro, and then I'm gonna share one from our YouTube chat. So he said, "Thanks again, Pro, for all that noise surrounding the movies. Hate you. I hate you, but I love you." Okay, continuing. I found the Resident Evil 2 remake lackluster and rushed. That's an interesting one. What do you guys think? I've only heard
the
good
Resident
things.
Evil movies have never really been my thing, so.
No, he's talking about the game. Resident Evil 2, that big remix. Remake.
I've never played any of those.
What do you guys think? Let
I
me
have
see.
no idea.
JMPiv, did you like the game or you didn't play it?
I haven't played any of the games, and honestly, not really my franchise.
Let's see. We'll see for. All right, we'll keep an eye out for replies on that, Pro. You said it felt rushed, and what? Where are you? Look at that. Jono trying to share, whereas he cannot even listen. Speak, but do not listen. I found remake lackluster and rushed. I don't know if lackluster. I could understand if it may have been felt rushed, though. It is money, but nonetheless, pretty good, right, Pro? They did a pretty good job overall on it, right? Are you happy with it, with the outcome? Please make a full sentence because I'll probably read your reply a little later. Don't just say yes, in case I missed that. Okay, I'm going to go to unpopular opinion of YouTube. We have Louis says, Predator, Concrete Jungle is the best Predator story. I've heard a lot about people liking that one. I don't know if...
Isn't that Predator 3?
The movie Predator 3?
Yeah, I don't recall which one in the series was the Concrete Jungle.
Was
Which
any of the
one?
movie
A
a
video
Concrete
game.
Jungle? Right,
Wait,
it's a video
Predator?
game.
That's the
Video game.
second movie.
I didn't
Oh.
think any of the movies really followed that lore, because that's just the game.
The second movie is where the Predator goes to some giant city in America and
LA.
shoots people.
It was Los Angeles in the 90s. It was
okay.
so crazy, and they portrayed it nicely.
And it also showed one of the most beautiful things about the Predator actually having the tools to treat itself, which was really interesting. It was an interesting look into its
They
Cool.
also showed that in the first Predator film where he had basically a med kit.
Yes, but I found the second movie displayed it better because he did it in the bathroom. I don't know if it was in the bathroom. He definitely did it somewhere.
Oh yeah, he did do
It
that.
was in the bathroom.
Yep. So nobody disagrees here with you, Louis. They don't have enough knowledge on it. So take it as you may. I did hear that it's good. So Louis, I may think that it may not be that unpopular of an opinion, but I'm not sure. Pro did say about the Resident Evil 2, he did say it's good on its own, but I honestly found the entirety of the game kind of inferior to the original Resident Evil remake. To the original remake. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Pro, for sharing. Let's go on to the next person then, shall we? Let's catch up with chat. Franchise. Yeah. Yeah, man, this TV series was neat. It's worth a watch if you really like Conan. Right on. I like that they kept the original logo with the sword. That's awesome. Hercules and a spin-off Xena. Yep. I thought the latest Conan movie felt like the new Hellboy movie. It felt rushed. From what I remember, yeah, it felt rushed. It just didn't have the heart. I think the actor was okay. It was the same actor that played the water guy in DC, you know. That guy, the Hawaiian looking guy there.
Aquaman?
He's also in, Aquaman, and he's also in in Game of Thrones. He's been doing a lot, but that was one of his first bigger things.
Jason
Jason
Momoa?
Momoa.
Yeah, and
I
he
don't remember his
acted
name, so.
he acted Conan, which I think he would have pulled off if they just would have pulled off the direction well. Otherwise, yeah, I just don't feel
Well,
that
you mean
movie.
to tell me they did? You mean to tell me there was a recent movie, Conan, where Jason Momoa played him?
Yeah, about maybe 7 years ago, maybe a little older. Check it out, man.
Hold on. Do you have any pictures of it?
Post pictures, people. I'll continue reading, but you have to check that one out, Chris. I thought the later.
No. Yeah, no, that's not the movie I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Because I think before that there was another one that came out in the 2000s, not the 2010s, or was again Conan the Barbarian, where he did a thing
Mm-hmm.
and then married this queen lady who was actually a fire demon in disguise, and because he found out, he tries to go and get this ice breath thing that turns anyone in its presence to ice. However, when he goes there, no man is able to carry it. That's the fable. No man can carry the breath of whatever it was. So the other love interest for Conan, the lady, steps in and is not instantly frozen by the ice breath, and she manages to carry it.
Damn,
And
that's cold.
right before they fight the main demon lady, she almost manages to kill Conan and throws him on top of his love interest. They kiss, and that's how she transfers the ice breath to him. And then he's like, "Oh, wifey, give me a kiss." Kisses the fire demon lady and kills her with the ice breath in him.
That sounds really like what Mr. Freeze from Batman.
So that's a movie, Chris?
Yes.
I could just
also,
imagine a freeze pun there.
Because
Just me.
also, apologize for the spoilers.
there is a movie with Arnold as Conan that's, what is it? That's Sonya. Something Red Sonya, Dark Sonya?
Yes, Red
Sonya
Sonja.
Red?
But this movie doesn't have or any of the other.
Okay.
It's I don't remember the actor, and
If you
his,
find it, link
love
it.
interest isn't like Red Sonja.
Okay.
In this movie, the love interest is a slave girl of some kind. She's very weak and petite, but in the end, she's literally the only one capable of not being frozen to death. And
All
saves
right.
That's
everything.
really cool.
Yeah, post it, Chris, when you do figure it out. Let's see. A couple interesting things in chat. One is the unpopular opinion: Resident Evil anime movies are better than the live actions. I haven't seen them, but I probably agree. Louis did agree.
Something. I really do love cheap monster movies. If for no other reason than they just go
Monsters.
all in, despite the cheap effects. Some of them just really feels like they were made with love. If you catch my meaning.
For sure.
Some of them
Bendy, go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, they're being. I mean, they're put effort into, despite the lack of a budget at some times, which
Indeed.
eventually
I
lead
see.
to them looking somewhat awkward at times. But sometimes we just get these monster movies. There's just these people in it that just makes it work, despite the cheap effects or the bad plot or the simple lack of, good things.
Right.
So sometimes it just becomes hilarious.
It's interesting. See, I'm finishing up on my whole all the werewolf movies of the 2000s now. It's a very long video because there are so many. So I've been looking at all, and I made the clips of all the werewolf movies since the 1913 until now. And that's the interesting thing, see, because even to this day, you see new movies coming out, and although there's a low budget, people can approach it differently. You can have someone that just doesn't even tuck in their costume into their pants and it's just kind of loosely flailing about. Or you can have a group that spends the money and makes a puppet of the monster, which I think is much more creative and realistic and something I'd want to see with a monster. So there are different takes.
With a lack of a budget, it doesn't just become CGI.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Bendy Super Saiyan Rose did say something interesting. They said there is a Demogorgon Easter egg in Borderlands 3. I wonder if that's... how true that is. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Thanks, Bendy. I'll keep an ear out for that. Okay, now I'm catching up with you guys. Looks like Jono posted a bunch. I'm probably not going to read it. He's not here. He can't even read my reply, but... or I'll just read quickly through them. Mechagodzilla is an overrated monster. Classic vampires like Nosferatu are better than monstrous vampires. In my opinion, werewolves aren't that great. Alien Covenant isn't a bad movie. I wouldn't be mad if Zilla shows in the universe, Monsterverse. I agree with Pro. JP, Spino is my fave. Even though I really want classic Toho Kaijus in the Monsterverse, I'm more interested in seeing new ones. JMK is better than Shin Godzilla. KOTM is the best Godzilla movie. As far I love the 1954, it wouldn't be my first suggestion for a non-Godzilla fan. I only like the first Predator movie. Friday the 13th, 2009 isn't bad at all. Godzilla vs. Hedorah is an awesome movie. Subnautica has awesome monsters. I'm almost done. 2005 King Kong still is the best King Kong movie. If I come with more, I'll post. All right.
2005.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it has Jet Black. Well, it's really underplayed. I really do love the 2005.
I love it. Kong Skull Island was better though.
It did have Samuel Jackson, but I feel like it just felt a little bit shoehorned, just a bit. Just a bit.
Classic vampires.
I'm one of those people that doesn't give a shit about the people in monster movies. So Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
gotta say I like
Should we
Skull
say? I
Island
would
much better
say
than.
that what's it called? That 2005 had better monster combat.
Uh, and like I love that whole scene where Kong fighting the three T-Rexes, but again I have to disagree. Kong Skull Island did it better.
The T-Rexes or the Skull Crawler.
Hmm.
Okay, the T-Rexes were cooler, but the fight against the Skull Crawlers was better.
I would disagree
Mm.
for no other
Hmm.
reason. The fact that free dinosaurs, which I already do love, which means that I'm of course biased, but I'm sure you can do that.
Okay,
I
but
feel.
uh, Kong is confirmed to be a weeb. He learned about anime from the Japanese pilot that fell down along with the American one.
And that was explains his encounter with the squid. Yes, he likes tentacles.
No, that was explained when he was fighting the last Skullcrow, the biggest one, and he used a tree like a samurai sword.
I think he just used it as a giant stick.
No, he did it in a fashion that is very reminiscent of how samurai portrayed in anime.
Are you saying that?
I know it's not canon, but Kong literally did the samurai opening and sheathing the sword thing with a tree.
He
So, and
took the
because there was
branches off.
And because there was because there was a Japanese person on that island, and Kong didn't smoosh them, yes, I'm going to go the full racist mile and say that Kong learned anime from the kamikaze Japanese pilot.
That was before World War II. They haven't even
I know,
started the anime
I
trend
know,
yet.
I know. I'm
They
going with
haven't
the
been bombarded by radiation just. Oh, wait. That might have done it.
meme. I'm going with the meme.
They're saying that radiation made anime.
I'm saying that just like with Godzilla, radiation made it bloom into what it is today.
I think I need to get myself some more planes to shoot down that monkey now. Just a
Alrighty,
tiny
guys.
bit more plane.
Let's move it along now.
Get me a high enough building that he can climb on top of.
I just thought of one. I was looking at the TV shows posted and all that. It's not totally monstrous per se, but what bugs me, and it's probably again unpopular opinion, but such as the TV series, there was a Gladiator one and there's the Vikings one. I didn't get into it. What bugs me about them is how they use this proper, very educated English to portray basically slaves and different barbaric forces in these series for TV's sake. It's always bugged me. It's not very realistic, and the people aren't very realistic. I even felt that a little bit in Sands of Anarchy, a biker type TV show here in the States. I mean, when you look at gangs in
was
reality, how they
disappointed when
talk
they
to
didn't
each
talk
other,
Russian in Chernobyl.
they're pretty rugged.
Isn't Chernobyl in Ukraine though?
But yeah,
Yes, but they were, you know, they came
I
from
guess
Moscow.
I'll stop it there. Let's move. Let's give Crippled Viking, if you're there, let me know. JMPF, let's go to you. Do you have any unpopular monster opinion you would like to share with us today?
Yep.
Awesome. What is it? Okay, he's going to type it out. If you have something to share, Crippled Viking, Darth, I'll give you the chance in a moment. Okay, so JMPF said, not just mine, there's actually some people who think Mimic 2's design for the monster is actually better than the first one, even if it was a Del Toro movie. Controversial. Let's see here. So this is the second one. And you're saying this is better than the first. Can we see the first Mimic one? Let me see
It's
if
the
I can.
one in the middle.
Oh, it is the one in the middle. Okay. I see. Okay, and the bottom one is So the first one was Del Toro's?
No, is the second one is a pro.
Okay, so that makes sense too. Yeah, it looks like they basically took. Well, I agree with you. From what I see here, it looks like it's just a newer movie and they refined it a little bit. Again, like Terminator. Even the Terminator itself was better refined in 2 and perfected. So it looks like they took what. So it's the middle one, guys. It's not very clear. And it looks like Del Toro just perfected it. The second one looks excellent. I'd love to have that in my room. That is very cool. Damn it, I still need to see that movie. Well, thank you, JMPF. Any thoughts about that? Anyone else? Okay,
It is adorable.
there we go. What kind of mouth does it have? Yes, many-mandibled mouth. Okay, I like Wolfman style. That's a good unpopular opinion. Who said that? Who is this person here? Let me see their profile. It's Batman. I don't know. Who is this, guys? It's not Preacher Mink. I'm so used to Preacher Mink being blue. But anyway, they said, I like the Wolfman style. I think that is a little bit unpopular because I think more people go toward the
Van Helsing.
werewolfish, hybrid human approach. I don't care what it is. I do lean toward the more animalistic one, but if it's done well, I will appreciate any of them. Hence, Wolfman 2010, I'm a big fan of. I used to play saxophone. Okay, so let's see. JMPF. Lawrence Talbot, the Wolfman Through the Ages. 1941. Yep, he had that pig nose. Still the pig nose. 2000. Yep, I got that cartoon. That's actually a decent cartoon version. And 2010 is awesome. If you guys do want a werewolf, if you're not too into werewolves or whatever, but you wouldn't mind a good werewolf tale, the 2010, it's got Anthony Hopkins in it. It's got that other guy. His name ends with Del Toro as well, actually. He's like the Latino Brad Pitt. He's a very good actor, and he acted the Wolfman there. It is a great tale. Nothing too unpredictable there, but it's enjoyable. It's well done. I think it does homage well to the original 1941 that made such a big noise. 1975 version is huge eek. Yeah, nothing original there. Okay, moving onward then. Crippled Viking, do you have any unpopular monster opinions you would like to share? We are an hour in, everyone. Congratulations, you have sat through the hour mark. You can give yourself, add to that tattoo with another dot. And in some 100 years, you'll have a complete tattoo by joining us.
Good lord.
It's like the whole Navy SEALs, not the SEALs, the whole Navy, every time they cross the equator, you get a tattoo. Not every time, but the first time you do. We do that here, but you just add another dot of tattoo for every hour that you pass on a Monstercast. This isn't such an unpopular opinion, he says. By the way, welcome back, Crippled Viking. We do enjoy new faces here. And Batman. Still have to figure out who you are.
Batman.
This isn't much popular. As much as I didn't care for... Okay, so he says, as I didn't care for the new Hellboy, I did like some of the monster designs. I love the designs of the original Hellboy as well. That is his supposed unpopular opinion. As far as monsters and the Hellboy and the work and the creations and the artists, I think it was excellent. Very awesome stuff in the new Hellboy. A lot of great clips for me to grab. What do you guys think, though, about Hellboy's appearance? Do you like it over the other Hellboy? Thoughts?
Not really.
I like the original Hellboy better.
Same.
I think, I like the original, the way he looks, but I think they maybe perfected the muscles. Well, they added, they made his arm bigger, they added more muscle to the new one. It's not just the actor, but they added a lot of fake muscle to it. So he has an even more, superhero like silhouette than the first one. The first one, they kind of painted him, they added some, but they still went with his natural body form, and you can see it, and you can see his aged form a little underneath that as well. Whereas with the new one, they really resculpted it and gave him a whole muscle body suit. So I do like that. That's still the way to go, with movies these days. So it is.
To be fair, one was made in the early 2000s, the other one 2019.
True, but nonetheless, I mean, you had Abe Sapien at that time, which was completely a bodysuit, So they had the ability, they just went a different way about it. So I might say I like the newer approach, but I think the hair, some stuff there, and his face, yeah, I still prefer. So I'd probably mix and match things with both Hellboys. What do you guys think out there? Let's see. Misconception: Jason didn't always wear his hockey mask. That's true, Raincrawler. When I finally decided to watch Friday the 13th, I was like, what the hell? Where's Jason? God damn it, it's just his mom killing everybody. The second one, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to see the mask. What the hell? God damn it, there's a potato bag in his head. So, yeah, a heads up, I guess, to anybody out there. But I think that makes the movies even better, because you don't really expect that with other horrors. So I did kind of like that surprise, personally.
A mask?
That it doesn't appear at the beginning. It's like there's a little bit more depth to the lore before the traditional, the big Jason known figure comes out. Yeah, I wonder when they made the first. I don't know enough about Friday the 13th, but I wonder when they made that first Friday the 13th with just the mother killing. Did they ever plan to make the ski mask one such a big figure? Because usually people don't like the third movie, right? Or the fourth in the series. They just like the first one or the first and second period. So I really wonder how that progressed at that time. It's kind of pretty different to a lot of other franchises out there. And French fries.
French fries.
New Hellboy design is better than Del Toro, Raincrawler said. The new Hellboy is okay, but he feels like a younger, less experienced version. The new movie did not need his father dying again. I agree. I feel that too. He doesn't feel as experienced. There wasn't much. Well, that's a whole nother topic. I as far as the first one, I really do love the charmingness of it. It's just very delightful. It's very charming. The first Friday the 13th, Jason wasn't the antagonist. My personal opinion. The movie was too similar as the Psycho movie. True. It was definitely largely inspired by it. Raincrawler. Damn, I'm talking a lot. I need to give you guys more. We need more unpopular opinions in voice. People adore 4. Okay, they adore 4, so that's the big one. That's pretty far into a series to adore it. That's why it's a pretty unique franchise in that sense. Werewolves just mainly look cooler too, blah, blah, blah. Another unpopular opinion. My favorite, JMPF says, my favorite Halloween movie and horror movie overall is the 4th. Okay. Jason. Interesting. Okay. Who hasn't gone yet? Crippled Viking, did you share an unpopular? Yes, you did. Let's go on. Darth Phoenix, did you share? Please share. Darth Phoenix, if you're there, please share. And then the DO as well, if you want. Meanwhile, something I wanted to mention too, unpopular opinion, because it got so popular, I still love zombies. And I will forever enjoy zombies.
I mean, zombies can be fun, but in all honesty, there's just been done so much with them by now that it's really hard to come out with something that is truly 100% compelling without retreading things that have been done before. And, well,
Indeed.
doing things that have been done before is not wrong. It's just the fact that, there could be... We're running out of new, quote unquote, new thing.
Originality does surely
It
lack.
has faded a little because, hey, zombies can be got. I mean, if zombies can be done right, yes, good on them. But by now, you can't just make a lazy zombie movie and expect it to be like everyone else. Because there was a period where these zombie movies just was, a relatively cheap, if not simple way of just throwing enemies and or heightening the scenario, because that's always been. And in all your honesty, it's dead
Don't
people.
you wanna get
It
you,
makes
Barbara?
more happy.
Viking, Dart, Ilunga M, Chris and Zeta Chair.
Jono,
What in the ever-loving tits was that?
don't do that, Jono. Not now. Those are too long. And to
I think we
second
mentioned
that
most of our names.
unpopular opinion, I have this. Okay, so Night of the Living Dead. This second remake. There's the original black and white. The original black and white is okay. This one I simply love. It's my traditional Christmas movie for whatever reason. There's nothing Christmassy about it. With Barbara there, they're going to get your Barbara. Come on, guys. If anybody can give me a shout out to that movie in the comments somewhere. It's one of my most adored. People always ask me what monster movie I like. There's a lot. This isn't my favorite zombie movie, but it's up there. This movie it's just entertaining. I've watched it so many times, and they just did it really fun. The zombies are good. It's creepy. They're slow. It's got a great turning arc in the plot, in her character's development, and I love the retrospective at the end. She looks back at and compares humanity and how we act as just as monstrous, if not more, than the zombies. I love that depth to it. I have a huge love for this movie, Night of the Living Dead, this specific one. That's why I put this actress's face, because if you Google it, you'll keep finding the other one. And that one just kind of sucks. That girl just screams. This one screams at the beginning, but she gets over it. She kind of becomes like our other female
Jaded.
heroes, like the one of Terminator. Sarah Connor, or the one of...
If you were chased by a giant death robot, you have two ways of dealing with it. Either getting over it, or, keep screaming and die.
Yep. Or Ripley of Alien. You have that kind of
No.
change in her.
I mean, if
There
I
we
had
go.
a flamethrower and realized the thing could be killed, yes. But then again, she was through hell and back.
So if you guys like zombies at all, you have to watch that one.
No.
Zombies are fine. I myself super hyped for Deadlight. Okay. Crippled Viking. I really didn't like before they just... Yeah, okay. I was the opposite, Crippled Viking. I liked zombies a lot before they ever became too popular. So opposites on that. Who else needed to share? I know the Darth Phoenix.
Oh, so this is what... okay. Remember how I told you about the Red Witch and...
Yes.
So the reason I wasn't able to find...
It wasn't a Conan movie.
No, it was Cull of the Conqueror.
Ah, that's what I was...
It sounds like a knockoff, in all due honesty.
yeah, it's the actor
Yeah, so
that played
please do forgive me
Hercules.
for yeah, please do excuse me for confusing this for a Conan movie.
No worries.
You should be called.
It's all right, because Cole is cool enough that if you make that mistake, it's not a dishonorment. So it's all right.
No, I mean,
Plus, he played Hercules, the other... Yeah, so he's all right. This actor's pretty cool. I want to
But
see
yeah,
what he's
so,
up to.
Yeah. What I was describing and spoiled was Cull the Conqueror. So yes, apologies for that.
And she's from Wayne's World.
I need to watch this now. See.
Yep. Okay,
It is a trip.
Dio said... so Dio's Holy Dio's unpopular monster opinions are... The old It is better... the old It miniseries is better than the new one. Any thoughts on that? I think I've said it before, guys. As far as the new It, they ruined it by showing the clown too much ahead. His buck teeth are not a thing I find scary. The buck teeth really bug me.
Shock humor, rather shock effect, rather so than
Yeah,
scary.
right. I don't know. Is anybody as turned off by the buck teeth as I am here with the new It? I don't.
I just want shotgun.
I don't feel
I
it.
mean,
But
I remember one thing that truly scared the living shit out of me. That was actually the ending to the book of It.
We
Oh,
do
well.
not talk about that.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
It did mean The Shining because that was scaring me.
let's see what they do. Let's see what they do with the movie.
Literally on the topic of the ending of
That.
it.
No.
Let's just say cocaine's a hell of a drug, and you should not be using it.
Whatever he did while writing that book, yep, I don't do that.
So, Dio, I will say I enjoyed the original miniseries. I did see them more than the new movie. The actor was better. I'm not saying the actor himself is better, but that actor, I forgot his name. But you guys know the one of the miniseries is a well-known actor. He's awesome. He's just creepy looking, and he did that act excellently. Is it like the real book? Probably less so than the new one. The new one perfected the effects, the fear factor of the monstrous side of it for sure, more than the old one. So it does have that going. As far as the new one, I think I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure. I think I'm enjoying it. I'm not that far yet, so I'm gonna rewatch it.
I need to go to the restroom real quick.
Okay. So I'm gonna rewatch the new It movie again before I see the new one in the theater. That should be soon, right? Maybe next month. I am looking forward more to the Joker movie though, as far as an actual good movie. Okay, so Dio also says Alucard better than Dio. Ooh, I heard good things about Alucard, and I'm surprised you said that, Dio, because I know you love Dio, but you love Alucard more. Nice. I respect that, Dio. I'm gonna give you a watermelon. You are holy Dio after all. You got a watermelon
IT
from me.
Chapter 2 is already in theaters, I think.
Oh, okay. If you can make those shorter, Jono. Subnautica is better than Subnautica Below Zero. I don't know anything about that. And vamps are better than werewolves, but I still like werewolves, though. Cool. I like both, too. Okay, Batman says Henry Jekyll better than Dr. Frankenstein. Ooh, that's a good one. Any thoughts on that? Both mad scientists. You have Jekyll and Frankenstein. Well, I like Jekyll because he himself actually transforms. He doesn't imply it to something else. So that's a bit more gutsy. So huzzah to Jekyll there. Okay, and he confirmed that he likes Alucard more. It Part 2, but friends told me it was bad. So not seeing it until home video. What do you mean It Part 2? You mean the remake? Yeah, you mean the remake. It deserves a watch. I think if you're going to watch It, the new It movie, and you're comparing it to what's out there in other movies and other scary movies, I think it's good. If you're going to go in there, it's better than a lot of them, I think. It's more
watched
original.
Part 1 at the cinema.
I am the one.
Okay. So Part 2, and Part 2's already out? Crap, we need to see that. Okay, apparently it is. Alright, catching up here. We're reaching the end here, ladies and gents. Night of the Living Dead, Brain Dead, good zombie movies. Yeah, some of them get funny, but that one for me, Return of the Living Dead was funny because they actually questioned the zombie why it eats brains. That was a great moment. I think Zombieland 1 is better than Zombieland 2, even though it hasn't come out yet. Well, it's not going to have Bill Murray in it, so probably. Here is a really unpopular opinion. Halloween 3 is a good movie. When I was young, I thought it was a prequel to Halloween movies. I simply thought that Michael Myers survived the masks. Well, sorta. Interesting. Okay. It's fun what childhood does to you. Night of the Living Dead are great zombie movies. Okay. What else we got here? If anyone hasn't gone that would like to share their unpopular opinion, please do so now, or forever hold your pieces.
The 1989, the first American Godzilla movie was okay.
1998.
Yes, it was okay.
It was okay. It's
horrifying.
entertaining.
It was not a magical movie, but it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
It wasn't
was
Gojira.
watchable. It was enjoyable. It was not your classical kaiju flick, but it was a monster movie for all intents and purposes. While it lacked in originality at some points, I would say it was enjoyable for just us kids that I were back then that saw it and was like, yeah, monsters are cool. Giant monsters are
It
even
was the
more
first one I saw.
Yeah, I am a bit ashamed to admit that
Pro.
the whatchamacallit, the Zilla movie was the first Godzilla movie I technically saw,
technically.
and I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the Godzilla the animated series is amazing, though. We need the Godzilla
Yeah,
from that.
I don't think that's an
appearance and the
unpopular
new
opinion because the best thing came out of the movie was probably the animated series because it was just, I mean, it was cliche, it was kind of cheesy, and but it was self-aware to the point where it was okay, and it realized
was
at points where
glorious.
it just did things right because there was a flow to it and it felt logical. What it doesn't come off to be any choices that were just downright stupid as some monster flicks were failed.
As far as I'm concerned, the Godzilla from Godzilla the animated series deserves the name Godzilla and needs to appear in the legendary verse.
I don't think the legendary verse has room for another giant lizard. I mean, who knows? Maybe it did, but Godzilla just, ate it before that happened.
We have another one. It's interesting because this is a good topic, actually. If we prepared for us, we could go on this topic, I think, forever. Raincrawler said, okay, ready, guys? As far as movies, his unpopular opinion is the new Hellboy movie is better than the new Venom movie.
Okay, Chris, I think you should take this one. I haven't seen either.
I'm gonna have to say no. My
Now, you have
unpopular
to
opinion.
argue for it.
My unpopular opinion is that the new Hellboy movie is a good movie,
Mhm.
but it's not better than the Venom movie. No.
Really?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to agree. Nice. Surprise, surprise.
Both are good movies, but Venom is a superior movie.
Great
I mean,
unpopular
perhaps
opinion,
I
Raincrawler.
disagree with that statement.
Kudos to you, Raincrawler. The more unpopular opinion is here today, the more of a winner you are. Well done. Movie-wise, I'm not sure. I'd have to rewatch them. I'm not going to say anything. I have my opinions from what I remember, but I'd have to watch them back to back to judge on ultimate movie. Because when I judge a movie, I don't judge the monsters or this character or that. I judge the whole thing as a package. I think they screw it a lot up with the new MonsterVerse movies, and people are ignoring that, or they're not asking for enough. I believe that.
Screwing up with the MonsterVerse movies.
What did you say about the MonsterVerse?
Lily said, "'Tis I never fear, for I am here to share a monster I created." Moo aha ha 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 ha.
All right.
What?
It seems, I think the Slayer is even here. Who did that? Who did
We
that?
heard it from your voice chat.
Pro, can you kick that bot out? If I don't, let me see if it works. No. Yeah, Pro, can you kick that out? Apparently our Slayer's not
Lilith said,
doing
I
well
am
today.
not a bot.
Pro.
We are not pro robot in this here location.
Excuse me?
Or I'm gonna kick it off the whole thing. So either make it leave the channel, or I'm gonna kick it off the whole server.
What chat? Which one is it?
The bot that says what you type, basically.
Which one is that?
It's the one
Oh,
throat
it's that.
hugger. Throat hugger.
Whack.
There we go.
There you go.
Or just move it. There
With
we
the
go.
power of
Thank you.
Necron.
TTS function. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to stop where I was going there, as it was obviously an unpopular opinion to the point of violence. Anyway, that's how I feel with good movies. It should be the whole package. Dum. Arthur, you dum.
Lilith said, I wasn't using the bot. I was using the text to talk function. Arthur.
Yeah.
Well, please just don't. Hold
There
on.
we go. Alrighty. So, anyone else have anything to share? Any more unpopular opinions? Let's check our timing.
Necrons are the true heroes of Warhammer 40k. Fight me.
No. They are the one because of them everything is fucked up now.
Yes, but without that, there wouldn't be any 40k in the first place.
Yes, the galaxy would actually have been peaceful.
Not necessarily. The old ones might have made other enemies other than the Necrons. It was inevitable.
Lillian, if you can hear me, today's topic is unpopular monster opinions. So if you have some unpopular opinion about a monster or a monster itself, you are welcome to share it, and I will read your thing. So my unpopular, going back to, I'm gonna go back into the little hole I was digging for myself. Well, no, not really. It's just seems people don't agree. I'm gonna stab at a little portion of it. I'm gonna say that the protagonist,
I'm getting ready to stab back too.
the protagonists of the new MonsterVerse movies. I'm not sure what the first Godzilla monster, the 2014 one. I'd have to rewatch it, but I'm gonna say that the protagonists of the MonsterVerse movies are not living up to their potential as to what the writers are giving them, and their whole acting and the whole believability of them.
2014 was thrown away out into the bucket when they killed off the main character's father.
Okay.
That
So
is
yes.
true.
I don't think
Also,
that's hardly an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I don't care about the people, just give me the monsters. That's what I'm giving money.
Okay.
I mean,
Look, that's fair enough, but when we're talking, okay, that's the best movie of a certain genre or something, you got to look at everything, right? Because, hey, the monsters aren't running
King
the
of the
show
Monsters is
completely.
objectively superior film
it's
to Avengers
called
Endgame.
a monster movie.
Oh boy.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Andy, would you come?
Would you kindly just...
Could you turn that down a little? I can hear my echo.
We can all hear
your echo.
If I mute them, it's not muted for you, right? Just for myself.
You can server mute him, but I don't think.
Yeah, server mute him.
That would be rude.
Yes, that would be rude. But it might be necessary.
Yeah, I just server muted them. Bendy, if you do have voice and you turn off the reverb, then let me know, because right now it's just playing everybody's sound through your microphone. Okay, continuing here. So Lillian said, I wasn't using the bot, I was using the text talk function. I have a monster I would like to share, Arthur. Monsters can be unassuming and sexy when they want. That's my unpopular opinion. Sure, it depends on the monster. Some have that purpose. So, okay. It's a popular opinion that the main characters suck. Well, then if the main characters suck, Pro, then it's not that hugely great of a movie. The main characters of a movie are still a large portion. I love the monsters. I love the designs. But that's not the whole movie. That's apparently my unpopular Am I taking crazy pills here? I'm just referring to
Yes.
Zoolander. Alrighty, whatever. I'm getting out of that. I'm a little too analytical, maybe. My ears. Okay, so that's off. Let's see if I keep wanting to say Bendy Spoon. Bendy Super Saiyan. Okay, I unmuted them. They muted themselves, so let's see if they speak. Unless we're talking about Skull Island. Skull Island is the best character. I think we're... As you can see, monsters can be sexy. Yes, there are monsters that are designed to be sexy. There are monsters that are designed to lure. That's not really an unpopular... I guess it could be. But if you know your monsters, then not really. There's all sorts of monsters out there. Okie dokie. I think it's time to vote for our next topic. Alrighty. Unless you guys have something to add, then please do. I'll give you a moment of silence.
I'm gonna bring up last time's topic of monsters, doctor monsters, or monsters that have doctors associated with them.
So,
Well,
like
then Lilith said
Frankenstein
I vote for
monster.
monsters that are
Was
just straight up
Frankenstein
even a
nightmare
doctor?
fuel, please and thank you.
Yes,
Does that
Frank- he
involve
was
all
a-
of Doctor Who?
No. See, Mr. Frankenstein, I don't believe he finished university and got his doctorate because his
Yeah,
monster.
it was part of his university.
Yeah, but yeah, Adam is a good boy.
Okay then, so that's why Shin Godzilla is the best modern Godzilla movie, much better than human. Well, at least I think the human cast and acting is more realistic in it. I don't care for it, just as you guys say you don't care about the American characters. I don't either, but they're annoying, and therefore I have to care. But with the Japanese ones, they're just doing their thing. They're boring. They're not interesting to me, but they don't stick out like a sore thumb to me.
True.
And that's fine. So I can enjoy the
True.
monster aspect. So there you go. I vote monsters that are just straight up nightmare fuel. Okay, so let's write these down.
Nightmare fuel monster. Interesting. Yeah.
Nightmare fuel. Doctor. Monsters. Resident Evil. Monsters. Anything else? Did you say one, Chris?
Well,
You
even
said the
Lilith
doctor
said,
one.
"Come on it. It'll be fun to find
Uh-huh.
the wrist monsters ever."
Okay. Still using text to speech. I told people not to use text to speech. Gonna have to start kicking slowly. Is text to speech, can it be enabled? Disabled, I mean. Okay, fair enough. Anything else, guys? We got 3 suggestions. I vote, oh yes, anatomy monsters. Let me add that in. Monsters. Okay. All right. That looks like 4 options. Well, Monsterites, we are entering the season of the dead, and monsters rule of this time of night. It's
Is that better?
Vote anatomy
Yes.
monsters.
Okay, I had to mess around with it. I apologize.
No problem. You fixed it.
No worries, and welcome.
Yeah, I had to mute myself to do it too.
Pleasure to hear your voice for the first time and meet you.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, here they are. Please vote below. We have the 4 options. Nightmare fuel monsters, just very frightening monsters. I like that one. Doctor monsters, Resident Evil monsters, and anatomy monsters. Okay, JMPF votes Nightmare Fuel. Darth votes...
I'm voting for the Doctor Monsters.
Okay, 111. We got 2 for Nightmare Fuel. Vote, guys. Please vote on YouTube as well. Here they are, if you guys see it.
Yeah. I would say Dr. Monsters.
2 for Doctor, 2 for Nightmare. 2 for Anatomy. Oh boy. This is getting wild. We got a 3-way here. Watch your butts. I got an idea. Do Dr. Monsters and Anatomy of Monsters at the same time to break the tie. Dio fell asleep now. His moment to shine. I'll just say that Dio would vote Resident Evil Monsters. We know that. And Jono is supporting that vote, as they mentioned prior to the Monstercast. Okay, guys. Next Monstercast is going to be upon the Resident Evil monsters. If you know nothing of them, just Google one you like. If you want to do research, do it. If not, then not. Just say that you like how it looks. Whatever. We'll keep it simple, as these things never stay too simple. Either way. That's the beauty of them. So, Resident Evil monsters. Congratulations, Dio. The boys have hung in together. Has anybody here ever watched Survivor?
I have.
Cool.
No.
I was just thinking of Survivor right now about the factions, because I never watched Survivor before. I've known about it for years, and it's still a running show. It's crazy. They've done so many seasons. And for those
Is
of
it
you...
bad that when you say Survivor, the first thing I think of is that movie... Oh, well, that music video with David Hasselhoff?
No, stop
True
it.
Survivor?
So, for those of you that don't know what Survivor is, it's basically 16 people. It's a reality show. They get dropped off on an island. They have to survive, and then every day they go through a challenge, and they have to vote a person off. The last person that stays on the island wins $1 million. I'm not into, too many TV shows like that, but it's, as far as a TV show and a business idea, it's a great idea. It works. That's why it's still running. That's why it made so much money. And I'm watching season 1, and as we're voting here, and I saw these guys grouped together to vote for Dio's thing to help him, it just reminded me of the factions they created in season 1. I don't know if they do that later, if you know what I'm talking about, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So, factions. They'll develop everywhere, as Survivor has shown us.
Lilith said, since a
And ask the
Monstercast is doing with, can I reveal to you my monster that I made up?
Sure. What did you make up? But don't do text-to-speech. Write it out. Let's see your monster. So, Lillian's going to share her monster. And after that, we're going to be done. So, thank you, everybody, for voting. Resident Evil Monsters. That'll be Monstercast number 50, the big 5-0, guys. So congratulations. Clap yourself on the back. Or whip yourself in the back, however you do it, where you are. Good job. You made it through 50 weeks of Saturdays lost on this place. Saturday mornings, nights, whatever your time is. Thank you for giving me your souls on those Saturdays. I mean, for spending your time with me on those Saturdays. A ton of info about... Cool. Louis likes the topic. He knows a lot about Resident Evil monsters. Excellent. Okay, Lillian says, since the Monstercast is done... Oh, this is the Gilgamasher. It's a D&D monster I made up. It's supposed to be the same level as the Tarrasque. Cool, so it's like a kind of amphibious Tarrasque. Pretty awesome. Gilgamasher. I'll allow it. Was once a dragon. Nice. Gilgamesh.
I might have an unpopular.
Oh,
Go
Bendy. Please share.
Just don't get mad. I still think the underworld Lycans I like them more than the Demigod. Only because it's a little more. Well, I don't know. It's just really hard. It's just personally one of my favorite monsters.
So you're comparing the Lycans of Underworld to the Demogorgon of Stranger Things, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I don't see it compared that often, so...
That's
Go
a
ahead.
personal opinion, I guess. Don't see anything wrong with it.
I think if you were to say I prefer lichens over the full werewolf forms, I think that would be a much stronger, like, unpopular opinion. If you know what I mean.
I'm still getting used to this kind of thing.
It's all
Don't
good.
worry.
So, comparing to the Demogorgon, though, I think that the fan base is still much bigger for Underworld. So, I wouldn't say it's an unpopular opinion, but it may be in some people's eyes. A lot of people don't like the lichen form, some do. So, anyway, that's good to hear. What is your... So, Bendy Super Saiyan Rose, what is your favorite werewolf type of form then? Do you like the lichen kind of form? Do you like the animalistic wolfman?
I think I would have to go for. It's really hard for me to say. I don't know what form it would be. The giant form, the giant lichen that you.
Oh,
get.
okay. Right, the big hybrid in the movie. Yep.
Yeah, my least favorite has to be from Underworld. Blood Wars, that form that main werewolf lichen protagonist has. I don't like it. It just doesn't scream, wow, I should be afraid of you, or should I be laughing at you?
Okay.
I really don't like it.
When in doubt, run.
Run.
I mean,
Van
I really
Helsing
would,
has the
but I
best
mean-
looking werewolves and vampires.
Again, Chris, I'm sorry, but not an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I think Van
I
Helsing did
think-
it right. I don't think anything can go wrong.
I'm going to say, looking at over 300 or almost 400 movies now that I've looked at in werewolf forms, the Van Helsing one is great. It's good. It's full CGI, but is it the best?
It's good CGI. I mean, it's good action. It's good CGI.
It's still
I
hard
wouldn't
for me to say.
that the
I think
entirety of the thing works.
yeah. I think it's a
I
little
still
And that
think
is
the
for both
best
the werewolf
animation
and-
or the best looking werewolf would probably still be the American Wolf in London. So either way,
yeah.
for
Yeah,
me,
and that's where it comes down
the
to
American Werewolf in London.
opinions. I would say that, again, the Van Helsing one's good, but I'd say it's a little bit overrated only for the fact that that's what most people have seen. But if you compare with a lot of the good ones out there, there's still a lot of pretty awesome ones that are practical effect that are very comparable in quality and effectiveness. But Van Helsing did a certain thing with it where it just made it kind of brutal force, even more on the terms of on the level of a superhero kind of figure. They did it with the Dracula as well. Just a little bit of a different take. I know there's a lot of love for it though. Okay.
Can we just agree that Uncle Ben don't have to die in every Spider-Man movie?
Well, you know
Not
what?
in the movies, but he's meant to die in the story for reasons.
I am well aware. I just.
I don't mind
Can we stop murdering old men?
if they remake something if they finally get it right.
Not if a group of people that I'm not going to for the safety of this channel has anything to say about it, Z.
I mean, the thing is that I think Marvel did it right for one more reason: the fact that there never was an Uncle Ben. He just, was Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Yeah,
When they
but there
found him.
wasn't really there wasn't really a Spider-Man. It was just a Tony Stark Jr. and I didn't like that.
I mean, come on,
Yeah.
it was fun, charming even. I think it gave Tony more than it gave Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man
Okay,
was.
I'm about to fire out another possibly unpopular opinion. Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man.
Okay,
Spider-Man.
that's not an
I may
unpopular
have to
opinion, it's
second
just
that.
Yeah.
It's just an opinion. I would say that, hey,
Right,
I
not
like
too
Tobey
unpopular.
Maguire.
Yeah, I think that one felt the most right to me. And again, it was the most charming of a series, most delightful. I think if
Also
they
had the
just would have
best Doc
continued
Ock.
with that one, Doc Ock, that was a great movie in itself. If they just would have continued with that, that's fine. But if they're going to keep shooting off redoing new Spider-Man movies, I'm not that against it because I'll just not watch it if I don't like it. But eventually, if they hit the formula just right and maybe do it exactly like the comic book, I kind of like. I like to see things exactly like a comic book. If I do see that, then I'd still like to rewatch from the beginning and go through a series like that. But, you can always opt not to watch a movie. You're not forced to watch every movie out there, right? So if there's 1,000 remakes, it's tiring to see it in the headlines, but it doesn't mean you have to watch all of them.
That is true.
When it comes to the best Spider-Man representation on a screen, not necessarily the big screen, just on a screen, the Amazing Spider-Man series from the 90s. Personal favorite.
Wasn't it also one of the
Agreed.
first?
How do you guys
no.
feel?
No. You're thinking of the Spider-Friends.
Oh no. Well,
How do you guys feel about the third Spider-Man, right, with the Venom, the crappy Venom, but the portion of that movie where he gets all dark and he dresses in black, some people think that's just ridiculous and silly. I personally really enjoyed that part of it. It was silly indeed, but I liked it. How did you
I feel
guys
like
feel?
that was just a natural evolution of the character. It felt like the character, not looking in hindsight, actually would do that.
To be
Exactly.
fair, life literally shat on him at that point, so...
Yeah.
It finally got into the right way.
JMPF, what do you think? Okay. Okay, so I'm not the only one, so it's not a total unpopular opinion. I did enjoy that point of it. Plus, he was slick. He wasn't just goofy looking or emo. He was actually pretty awesome. He was really awesome.
It was superb meme.
Yep.
I found it funny, and I think that was all my 10-year-old self really needed. Because I knew that was fucking awkward and weird, but I
I told you
it.
guys, once you get started on these unpopular opinions, it can just go on forever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Pro said, unpopular opinion, I'm glad that Iron Man is out of the MCU.
He might return as a AI. He did that in the comic.
As far as I'm concerned, the MCU is done after Endgame. I am not bothering with anything else from Marvel.
Yeah.
At least until
There
they
was
fix their
that one
shit.
Spider-Man movie. With the bobblehead.
do not.
What was his name? Mysterio?
Uh-huh. They did my man Mysterio so wrong.
Oh boy, I haven't seen that.
I thought was he supposed to be magical? I think he was supposed to be
No.
magical.
No, he's
Yeah,
just
I
a
think it was
special
supposed to be
effects guy.
magical.
See you, Louie.
No, he's a special effects guy.
Sorry, it's dragging on.
Not a high. He isn't even an advanced tech guy. He's just a special effects guy that's really good with his shit.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. You
I
know,
would have loved to see him just being part of,
I
a
still
credible threat, nevertheless.
unpopular
He wasn't
opinion.
a credible threat. Again, Spider-Man, the animated series, the 90s. Oh,
Yeah,
that was glorious.
I'm gonna say unpopular opinion. I like the Toby Spider-Mans and all, but Green Goblin looking like that. I like the actor, but I don't like how they made him. I wanted to see an actual goblin-looking thing. Maybe I'm childish. I don't know.
The suit.
Yeah, the mask.
suit of the Green Goblin could have used work. William Defoe to play the Green Goblin, that was perfect.
He's excellent. He was excellent for the role. I just wanted a goblin face. I wanted the mask. Yeah. I was yearning for that, but that's me yearning for monsters.
Venom so skinny in that movie, and the goofy dance Peter was making was stupid.
Yes, I was going to read that, Lillian. So, yeah, it was a goofy dance, but yes, the Venom was terrible. We don't speak of that Venom. We're only speaking of his transformation.
That Venom looks good when he is fully with the Venom face, but all those times where he just shows his normal human face, that was the no part for me.
Yeah. Right, the full suited one is bearable, but it's still not that great. He's still like human formed and shaped. He's not going beyond. And I'm going to have to say, you don't see enough tendrils. If you look at Venom comics, there's tendrils coming off of him and wiggling about him all the time. I hope we see more.
Do I need to inquire about your interest in Japanese seafood?
Tentacles are delicious.
I
Squid
just
is
love the
delicious.
tendrils. Especially like in parts of the comic where Eddie Brock is not in Venom suit at all, and he's just like standing in the market or something, but you see like a tendril popping up, just kind of hinting that, hey, make sure you reader, you know that's Venom. You know, it just has this random tendril. I think that's really fun, and I think it'd be a cool little shout out within movies as well. Huzzah.
Oh, again, Spider-Man animated series in the 90s
Poorly written.
had amazing Venom.
Great potential.
Okay,
Yep.
guys, I think we should start to, stop gushing and moving.
Garfield
Valid,
Spider-Man
valid.
is underrated. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, poorly written. Who's Andrew? Oh, him. Wait,
Second
what?
One.
So the new one.
Second, but forgettable.
The one with the lizard man, right?
I will never forgive that
Electrode?
No, I will never forget what they did to the lizard. They made him awful. Lizard's like my most favorite Spider-Man villain. They did him bad. They did my man Lizard bad.
Why do you think they did him so bad?
I like Doc, if purely for the second movie.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
guys,
so hold on,
guys,
Chris, before
guys,
you...
later.
What? Okay, fair enough, afterward. Thank you,
Join
C.
the server if you want to continue this discussion.
Thank you,
Please.
C.
Yes.
Well done, C. You deserve a watermelon. Okay,
Yay,
I think we're
watermelon.
done. Let's see, blah, 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 tentacles. Okay, I think we're done then. Sorry, guys, if we dragged on. If you guys do enjoy this on YouTube, do let us know so that when we drag on, we know that you actually enjoy these rather than you want to get the hell out of here, but you hate leaving something unseen. I get that too. Last one from Raincrawler. He said, unpopular opinion, you need a Spider-Man to have a Venom as much as you need a Venom to have a Carnage. Yeah, but you can still make a good story and movie without the Spider-Man, I think. But yeah, that's a pretty popular opinion too, Raincrawler. There's a lot of division there. But good point. Okay, guys.
I really hope the second Venom movie will be good. I really hope so.
I think it'll be better. I definitely think so. But let's see what happens. Okay, guys, we're going to go off stream now so we can continue talking whatever the hell we want. That's not relevant to anything out there. So that was Unpopular Monster Opinions. Next time it's going to be Monstercast number 50. We're going to be talking about Resident Evil monsters. Interesting.
Come again?
I'd recommend
What
it,
kind of
especially
monsters?
Resident Evil. So I'd recommend it
I need to read
especially...
that
That's an entirety, everything about that? Or
No, just choose some monster you're interested in or your favorite, and you can share about it. I do recommend these episodes for people that have no experience with such things. For example, I don't have much experience with Resident Evil, so it's going to be very interesting to me. So for you guys out there that aren't into Resident Evil, I think it's a great opportunity to dip your toes into the monster lore of Resident Evil in these shows. I think these shows are a great way to do it.
Okay.
All right, guys, say your goodbyes. Thank you, everyone.
Necrons.
Until next time, stay monstrous. Goodbye, Bendy. Goodbye, Darth. Goodbye, JM. Goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, Lillian. Goodbye, Pro C, Dio, Raincrawler,
Victor would
Louis,
have said,
and then, oh, yeah.
as
Horror
Victor
Show.
would have said, do not fear the unknown. Seek it out, study it, understand it.
Zeke.
To which I would follow up with, fear the unknown. Shoot it in the face with a shotgun.
And remember to use silver shells, or rather silver bullets, just in case. It's hella expensive, but when you kill something, you're sure you have killed it. Well, most cases. Actually, just hit it twice whenever you're down.
double tap.
All right.